I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but half a season is gone. My team sucks this year. The Calciomercato is around the corner. Yes, the winter transfer session is here. January is almost here. Le Bombe di Calciomercato are back. Lots of news, lots of rumors. It's all here. Juventus looking at two PSG stars that haven't been playing much this season. They want to try and get somebody for the attack, for the defense. Atalanta, Milan, and Fiorentina looking at this Genoa centrocampista who is having a fantastic season. The Dybala saga is officially back on for Roma, and lots more news. Barca looking to make a big splash on the Calciomercato for a top striker whose team right now is in a world of hurt. So lots of news. Let's start right away with Juventus. So the first news is that Juventus is looking for a striker to put next to or to give a break to Vlahovic, right? So right now there's two options. There's a low-cost option that could involve a transfer swap with Napoli. So for example, they're looking at Raspadori, who hasn't been playing much with Conte. On the other hand, Juventus would be willing to give Danilo or Fagioli in return to Raspadori, right? So for now, Napoli hasn't said no. Why? Because Buongiorno is out for a very long time. They need another defender. Danilo could be a very interesting option for Conte. And so the option is on the table, but Juventus' first choice would be a PSG star that hasn't been playing much. And that's Muani. Muani, who was one of the most exciting talents out there last season. This season hasn't been playing much with PSG. And so Juventus looking for il prestito. Will it happen? It might be very hard. If they would have to invest money, he would cost un botto. Like he's one of those players that people consider a very top talent. They would have to spend a lot of money. He hasn't been playing with PSG. And Juventus is also interested in a second PSG player, Skriniar. Skriniar, who was a fantastic defender with Inter, decided to move to PSG. Hasn't found his rhythm, hasn't really fit with PSG. He doesn't play much, and he could be another occasion for Juventus to maybe steal something on a low value transfer. Not because the player is low value, just because monetary wise, the teams might want to just get rid of. So Juventus very active in that part of the field for the defense and for the attack. Roma and Dybala. The saga is back on. He refused to move out 4 months ago during the summer transfer session. And it seems like Galatasaray is pressing hard on Dybala. Ziyech might actually leave Galatasaray. He said that the coach there was the worst coach he ever had played for. He wants out. And Galatasaray is thinking about Dybala. Dybala saying that he wants to stay in Rome. But let's be honest, I think Dybala's time in Rome has come to an end. It's time to say goodbye. And if they offer him a big salary, I don't think Fredkins and Roma will say no for his departure. Monza is knocking at Inter's door. They are thinking about Arnautovic or Correa, both who have a very high salary for Monza, but they're in desperate need of some attacking power. And Monza is about to close also for the return of Akpro from Lazio in prestito, a bit of muscles at centrocampo. Milan, Fiorentina, and Atalanta looking at a Genoa centrocampista that is having a fantastic season. Fendrup, 20 million euros, that would be the asking price. At that price, I am willing to invest a bit more and go get the Ricci from Torino. But it all depends on the budget that Milan and the other teams might have. Of course, Genoa recently changing ownership. Will they allow this transfer to go through? But Milan is looking for somebody to give a bit of a rest to Fofana. Fendrup could be that player. He's having an excellent season. It would be a very, very interesting move. Speaking of Milan, players are on the go as well. And Torino is looking to add something up front to replace Zapata. The names that are coming up most are Petagna and Jovic. Jovic, a very low-cost opportunity for Torino. I don't think Milan would be asking much. Quite the contrary. I really believe that Milan would give him up for free. The problem there may be the salary for Torino, but those are the two options for Torino at the moment for the striker's position. Besides that, Como is interested in Rafa Marin from Napoli. Very talented young man who hasn't found any space under Conte at Napoli. Como would like the prestito. It could help them out defensively, but we know with Buongiorno's injury, it might not actually happen unless Napoli finds somebody else to replace him with. Speaking of Napoli, there is a rumor that they are in talks with Fiorentina for another swap, this time for Biraghi. Spinazzola on the left-hand side doesn't convince Conte at all. Biraghi could be an option. He would come in a swap with Foloruscio to replace Bove, of course, after his incident on the field. Foloruscio not playing much under Conte. And it could actually be a cool swap between the two teams. I think it could be very interesting. Then we have Inter. There's a big rumor this morning that Inter is interested in Hein from Atalanta. Now, I gotta be honest, maybe they are. I don't think it's going to happen in January. I don't see why Atalanta would give a strong defender to a direct rival for the Scudetto. To me, it wouldn't make any sense. Even if they would ask a big amount for him, they wouldn't give it to you for free. But I don't know. To me, it wouldn't make sense to reinforce Inter, knowing that they have issues. They know that Acerbi is not there. He's been very injured recently. Hein with Inter, I think, gives them an extra boost. I don't see it happening. I don't see why Atalanta would do this move. And finally, Barcelona. Barcelona apparently are thinking of attempting the Haaland coup. Yes, Haaland to Barcelona with Yamal. Could it actually happen? They're apparently going to try for it. Manchester City is horrible on the field recently, but off the field, they have a lot of issues. They could be relegated. It won't happen because it's Manchester City. Let's be honest. FIFA will not relegate Manchester City. I don't see it happening. Even the Premier League, I don't see this, like, it makes no sense to me that they're actually throwing this out there. But that's the rumor right now. So could Barca actually attempt the coup? First of all, where would they get the money for? I have no idea. Because apparently Barca tries to sign everybody every year. They don't have any money to do so, but they somehow manage to do it every year. So Haaland, cost-wise, would be enormous. It would be crazy. Unless they find a way to make a swap for certain players. But if I'm Manchester City, I'm asking for Yamal. I don't know if that's going to happen. Let me know what you think. Write in the comments. Craziness.